So a couple weeks ago, I talked about a pretty big story involving Nintendo and Reddit. Basically, there is a subreddit called r/SwitchPirates. Basically, this is a subreddit about how you can make a life switch into the pirate lifestyle on the sea. Now, me personally, I've been active in this subreddit for a few months now. I have bought my own boat. I am actually going on my first quest next week for gold treasure. No, obviously, I'm being extremely sarcastic. I mean, this is a subreddit that has to do with Nintendo Switches and, well, pirates or piracy, however you want to put it. Now, I'm not McGruff the crime dog, you know, I'm not here to exercise the law as it is. I mean, I don't have a personal stake in whether or not people pirate Nintendo Switch games or not. It doesn't affect me, but obviously it would seem that Nintendo took some issue with this, and I suppose I don't blame them. And so what I talked about a couple weeks ago is that they specifically took issue with a Reddit user by the name of Archbox. Now, legal documents unveiled that they were actually monitoring this user on Reddit. They looked at this person's post history, and they actually saw that he was posting in like an Arizona subreddit, like Arizona, the state in the US, specifically in Phoenix, and then somehow they actually linked that Reddit user to a couple different Nintendo Switch repair logs on the actual Nintendo website. And then boom, they tracked this guy down, James Williams, aka Archbox in Phoenix. And maybe I shouldn't say busted, the case is still going on. I don't even know if they've arrested this guy yet. For all I know, he's still at large, and for all I know, he is not guilty. But it was definitely of quite a big concern. You know, Nintendo is now searching Reddit posts. That was kind of the big takeaway for me. It's pretty bizarre, pretty crazy, but it kind of goes to show, I mean, you got to be careful about what you put on Reddit, especially if some of that information is illegal, allegedly. And then if some other information you put on there maybe doxes yourself, kind of says where you live or who you are or whatever. Well, it turns out there's definitely quite a bit of a development in this story, and it actually goes beyond just James Williams himself or Archbox. Yeah, that's very much what it sounds like. It actually sounds like now Nintendo is interested in a lot of other Reddit users on this same subreddit. So this was in a recent court filing they made, I believe pertaining actually to this specific suit with Archbox, but they actually said that they want to subpoena a bunch of records from a bunch of different websites. Yeah, it actually does sound like they are interested in seeing some information from actually like Discord and GitHub and Google, but something that really stuck out, something that is actually a bit more stated, is their interest in subpoenaing Reddit, actually, specifically this SwitchPirates subreddit. Now, with how they word this, they basically say that they have reason to believe that Archbox operated on the SwitchPirates subreddit under more than just one account, more than just the Archbox account. So, like, that would make it sound like maybe they're just interested in a subpoena of these Reddit records just for this one guy, James Williams. But it actually sounds like they are interested in more than just James Williams. They're interested in a lot more actual people in real life that worked with him or maybe worked by themselves on these like Switch pirate shops or these online Reddit or subreddits or just any online community that would allegedly encourage Nintendo Switch piracy. Yeah, it sounds like Nintendo is interested in going after a lot of these other parties. So they say, quote, "In the course of our investigation, we also became aware of multiple other online actors who appeared to have a role in the pirate shops." And then they go on to say that they just didn't include these third parties in the case against Williams because they don't have personal information on these other parties, or at least they didn't at the time. And they thought they were going to get it basically by, I don't know, maybe interviewing Williams when they got him. But Williams has been evading the law, so now they are trying to seek this information through other means. So then they say, quote, "As set forth below, Nintendo of America has identified a number of third parties who are likely to have information that will assist Nintendo of America in identifying some of these unnamed individuals." So then they list some of these other platforms, and one of them being Reddit. They didn't necessarily specify the subreddits or maybe single subreddit, but it's kind of obvious to me that they would be going after the r/SwitchPirates community. Now I'm looking at it right now. This subreddit is actually still up. It was created in 2018, and it has 216,000 members. So this could mean that if Nintendo actually does get approved to subpoena these records, and if it is this specific subreddit, and if they subpoena literally every account that is on this subreddit. Yeah, we're talking over 200,000 accounts. Now, I don't think it would be that black and white. I don't think they would necessarily subpoena, you know, every DM, every personal information factor from all of these accounts that are just simply subscribed to that subreddit. That would be a little goofy. I'd assume they have like specific accounts in mind. Maybe people who have posted similar things to Archbox that they just didn't like, and they now want to learn more information on them to possibly pursue legal action against these individuals in the same way they are now against Archbox. So yeah, it is pretty crazy that we are now living in a time when Reddit might get a pretty big subpoena from Nintendo, all in the name of piracy. I don't know if this will actually get approved for the Reddit subpoena or, you know, all of these other platforms, Discord, Google, all of them. Yeah, I don't know what that's going to look like going forward, but it's, well, it's been obvious before that Nintendo does not like piracy, but I would say it has never been more obvious.